dear viewers, and welcome to a new episode of your daily live show, Hala Kuwait. This is me, Hibal Gahtani, and I'll be your presenter for today's episode.
I'm here in Kuwait for 3 days to give seminars about self-defense and MMA. A person should attend these seminars for only one reason, to learn how to protect themselves. Another way also is to learn how to protect the ones that he loves. So far, I've been coming here in Kuwait for about 4 years. This is my fourth time here in Kuwait and working with the Kuwaiti Olympic Health Committee, the health club, with Dr Radwan. As you can see from the participants here, the results are as much as they could be. We like the people coming here, we like them to participate, and so far they love what they're doing. They like that they learn new ways from the expert in self-defense. So we invite you here to come and work with us and learn how to protect yourself. Thank you.
I have joined this seminar to increase my experience in other martial arts and self-defense.
I am here at the DRCS seminar in the Olympic Committee of Kuwait. It's a very good seminar. We teach self-defense and many MMA tactics. MMA being mixed martial arts. I advise everybody to come here. Like, learning how to defend yourself is quite a necessity in this time and age. Thank you very much.
I joined the seminar of DCRS. It was a good opportunity to learn about self-defense and street fight. Thank you.
And we are back, dear viewers, after our report when it comes into a self-defense training seminar. With us, we would like to welcome our guest, Iftimis Tertidis, self-defense coach. I'm so sorry when it comes into pronouncing your name,
That's okay.
of course. So really happy to have you here in Hala Kuwait.
Thank you, it's great to be here.
Yes. So maybe at the beginning, you would like to tell the audience more about the, let's say, training course that you've been presenting in Kuwait.
Well, for me it was the fourth time here in Kuwait, and this time it was about the basic principles of self-defense. It was a seminar that was conducted not only for the people who wanted to learn self-defense, but also for coaches who wanted to learn something new, and for people who would like to learn the system that I teach.
Yes.
This system is based on, this program is based on a system called DRCS, Directive Reactive Controlling System. It is a Greek system, Yunani.
Yes.
And so far in Kuwait it goes very well. We've been working with Master Ismail Radwan for a long time, and every time that I come here in Kuwait, I go and work with him at the Kuwait Olympic Health Committee at the club there.
Yes. So as you mentioned, now this is not your first visit when it comes into Kuwait. So when it comes into giving such seminars, are they the same, or each year are they're like kind of different from the other?
Usually we do different seminars, but sometimes when we see that there are new people coming to the seminars, we try to give them something from the old seminars also, something to work better on this.
Yes.
Because we start from the A and go to the B, and when people come straight to the B, we try to solve something from the old seminars in order to be able to keep up in a better way.
Yes. So when it comes into presenting such a, let's say, a new methods, a new way, when it comes into, of course, the seminars that you're presenting,
Yes.
How important do you see these kind of techniques when it comes into presenting them, of course?
Well, I had many questions from the people who came to participate. For example, many were worried not only for here, for Kuwait, if something bad happens to them, but they were worried also if I travel to another country. And maybe I'm a target because they see a foreign person, and well, with all the stuff that's going on in Europe, for example, these days, they're afraid that something may happen, and they start asking questions. What will I do if somebody comes to grab me from the throat, somebody tries to attack me with a knife? So I think that this seminar was very helpful to the people that came to participate.
So also when it comes into, of course, the seminar and people that were attending, are they only for men, gender, or it was normal
it was
to be mixed?
men and women. There's also a police officer who came to attend because she's a professional in her field, and she wanted to learn something more that will be more helpful with her line of work.
So also maybe you'd like to tell us about yourself and the achievement that you've been accomplishing, of course, when it comes into the World Defense Championship, with 3 times as a role, let's say.
Yes, the truth is that I took the World Championship in self-defense in 2010, 2012 and 2013. And the Pan-European Championship in 2010. After that, I stopped going to championships because not only I was old for the championships, but also I was the president of this organization, and I didn't think that it would be a good thing to participate in these championships.
Yes, and of course it's such a great achievement when it comes to, of course, having these kind of, let's say, competitions and attending them.
Of course. And this championships is where I met Dr Radwan, who is the person who invites me every year to come here to do these seminars.
Yes, of course. So also when it comes into you choosing this kind of field and of course presenting it to the world and people around you, like what made you actually, let's say, get interest in it?
Well, first of all, my father was in martial arts. He was a boxer, he was a jiu-jitsu instructor, and when my time came at the age of 18, I went to the army, the special forces in Cyprus, and after that I went professional. In the army. I was at the Hellenic Coast Guard for 17 years. So my line of work was very helpful to open my mind and try to decide which kind of field I would like to continue with.
Yes. So also when it comes, of course, into, let's say, the self-defense techniques and so on, especially when it comes into, let's say, a woman, because we all know that these techniques need practice. And of course, when it comes into, of course, let's say, some kind of attack that happens to a woman, it's really necessary for a woman to think fast and know what to do. So do you think that a woman learning these kind of techniques would actually help them no matter what, let's say, they will face from, let's say, gender side and so on?
Well, let's say this, practice makes perfect.
Yes.
This is something for the men and the women. But sometimes women and men think that if they come to a seminar and learn one technique, they're ready for the streets. It's not like that. If you don't go to an everyday class, you will not be able to absorb the techniques the right way in order to, if something happens to you in the streets, you must react the way that you're supposed to.
Yes.
Because they're frozen. If something happens to the street, you're frozen.
Yes, indeed.
You need to practice again and again and again to realistic scenarios in order to achieve the best way.
And of course, these classes are really important, especially again when it comes into, let's say, women themselves and learning these kind of techniques to protect themselves. Of course, it's really important. Yes. So when it comes into, let's say, having self-defense courses and so on, how important are they and reflecting when it comes into, let's say, psychological side and maybe from the physical side and so on?
Well, that's the important thing in the seminars. If a seminar is not realistic, for example, in the old days with the traditional martial arts, we were doing things like grab my hand and I will take you down. That doesn't work in the streets. So in these seminars, we try to give the persons stressful situations in order to show them how it will be in the streets. Of course, we cannot do this 100% because we don't want to hurt anybody, but at least we're doing the most realistic way.
Yes.
And that's the important thing.
And how did you see the reflection and reaction when it comes into the people who are attending this seminar?
Well, it's not the same for everybody because, for example, if a person comes to me to participate in a seminar and this person was violated, he will not react the same way. So I need to work more with him. His psychology will be different. If there is a woman who had problems, let's say, for example, with a police officer who had problems in the streets, it's all about what they had in their lives, situations, and what they will deal from now on. So according to these situations, I try to do different training to each one of them.
Yes. So also when it comes into, let's say, teaching people about self-defense, like when do you prefer is the right age for a person to start, let's say, learn about self-defense and start to react towards it?
Well, self-defense is something that everybody should know. Everybody should learn. But they ask me, for example, I have a child, I have a kid, he's 5, 6, 7 years old, can I bring him? No. I think that the kids should start with traditional martial arts because they need the discipline of the martial arts. So I would say that about 12 to 13, it would be a good age for somebody to start, yes.
Yes. So from 12 to 13 is a suitable age to learn about self-defense.
Yes.
But when it comes into under, martial arts could be, let's say,
yes, I would say something like karate, taekwondo, some traditional that they will teach, or kickboxing, that they will teach the kids the basic principles of the discipline.
Discipline.
Because
yes,
the kids want to play all the time.
Yes.
And because self-defense is something more free of movement, they will not have the discipline that is required in order
and
to learn the
techniques. It also could be more difficult for them to understand and realize what's going on.
Exactly.
Yes.
They will not understand why they're doing this. They will not understand the danger. They will say, okay, why should I do this? Because the danger in the street is this, and this. No, I don't understand. It's like this.
Yes,
They're
indeed.
kids.
Yes, and of course, again, disciplines comes in
Exactly,
and play a big
exactly.
role, of course, out of it. So when it comes into presenting, let's say, self-defense courses, how long does it take for a person to be, let's say, prepared for having or knowing about self-defense? Like, is there a certain time?
Well, that depends from his training history. For example, I had some people in the seminar that they had the second dan in Kyokushinkai Karate. A person who is in martial arts, it's more easy to learn self-defense. And after that, there are the persons who can understand the things easily, and some people who cannot understand things. So I have to work a lot of time with them.
Yes.
So it's not a question that I can answer easily and say you will need a period of 6 months or more.
Yeah, so it depends on
It depends on every
from
person, yes.
person to person, of course. So also when it comes into, let's say, you coming from, let's say, a foreign country and comparing that country to Kuwait and people who are attending these courses and their reaction towards, let's say, self-defense and so on, and of course when it comes into martial arts, how do you feel the difference? Like, is there a big difference when it comes into, let's say, people attending these seminars, or are they exactly the same?
It's exactly the same. Men are men and women are women.
Yes.
Since one person has one head, 2 hands and 2 legs, it's the same thing.
Yes.
The only thing that is different is the situations that they have lived. And that's exactly person to a person, not country to a country.
Yes. So also when it comes into, let's say, the activities that maybe in the future you're planning to have, maybe, let's say, future seminars or future ideas that you'd like to present?
Well, from tomorrow we start a training program at the club, at the Olympic Committee Health Club. It's about hand-to-hand combat for civilians, law enforcement personnel and military personnel. After that I will go for a month in Nigeria, on August in Ras Al Khaimah, Dubai and Abu Dhabi, London, Taiwan, Brazil.
It's a busy schedule,
2008 is full of training.
Yes. So also when it comes into people knowing about the training and if they want to attend and have these kind of courses, like how do actually they can attend through?
Well, they can find us through internet. Of course, it's the basic method now these days.
Social media, yeah.
Yeah, social media, Instagram, Facebook, our page in the internet. It's
That's really
something easy
amazing,
for
of
somebody
course.
to find us.
So, yes, of course. And of course, when it comes into, let's say, giving advices to the parents, of course, that are watching, when it comes into these kind of, let's say, trainings, whether martial arts or self-defense, what are the things that you'd like to give them, of course?
Well, what I would say is the first thing for a person to take his children or her children to a club, to attend the seminars or monthly training, is not to try to find a method. First of all, is to find a good instructor. Don't trust the method, trust the instructor. Because everybody is teaching karate, kickboxing, self-defense, but the person who is behind this method, this martial arts, is the one that we trust, not the method.
This is a really interesting information. Not a lot of people actually would really consider looking at the person who's behind the training
Yes, of course.
itself.
Most of them, they go and say, oh, kickboxing, oh, judo, jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, they
I
look
will go
at
there.
the outcome or they look at the training, but they don't look at the trainer themselves.
First of all, you have to see the CV, the curriculum vitae of the instructor, then to meet him, then to see a course or a daily program to see how he reacts with the other people, and then decide if this person is good for your children.
Yes, indeed, because these kind of, let's say, techniques or kind of training courses are really important for presenting great disciplines for the child, and we don't want that child to be more aggressive. Maybe the trainer could be more a violent person or aggressive and teach them only, let's say, to hit and so on.
And
yes.
it's not only that. For example, in Greece, where I come from, many people take their children to clubs to learn self-defense. But the instructor wants to put these kids to championships, to competitions. Yes. So he doesn't care about their needs for self-defense, but he cares for his needs as a coach.
Yes.
And that's a bad thing.
Yes.
So we must be very clearly about what we want for our children. Even though the parents sometimes get confused and they say, oh, this kid took a medal at this championship, can my son or my daughter go to a championship? And then, even though they start for self-defense, they continue to competition. We must be very clear with our thoughts about what we want for our children. This is the first thing for a parent.
Yes, indeed, of course. So when it comes, of course, into our interview, we'd like to thank you so much for your time. So it's really a pleasure having you here, of course, and presenting such a great, let's say, topic, especially when it comes into self-defense and stuff. So thank you very much. Thank you.